quite exciting, and based on what we're seeing in terms of the operator competitions thus far, it probably will be. We've got the Mozzie Echo Info duo on the side of defense. Azami's seen quite a bit of play time as well this evening. Quite surprised, in fact, that she's skated her way through many of the ban phases. Someone that had the highest presence at Six Invitational in 2023. Played a lot, and when she wasn't played, she was banned. And then on the side of the attack, Amaru in play. Plenty of opportunities for Amaru to sneak her way through Skull or 90. And Jackal as well has been a staple for Shibe. We saw it a little bit in that Clubhouse game earlier tonight. Not the greatest of effect, and probably on Clubhouse not the best of picks, but on Villa I think he'll probably be a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, and I also think Villa's probably a map, I can't believe I'm about to say this, that might actually offer a little bit more attacking prowess. I think there's a little bit more you can do with this map. Depending on the site, of course, but even a site like Aviator Games, you can get a lot of control over towards like Stat Trophy side, Fight for 90, Study, Browns. There's a lot of little contested battles around the map that I think you can really fight for. When we think about what we saw in Clubhouse, for example, it was a bit of a struggle. It was all on site. There wasn't a whole lot of room. And even this kind of battle too, I think Villa is a map that really employs the roam game down below. So we'll see that, hence the Jackal from Shibe. Really excited to see how this is going to play out. Labyrinth has, though, rotated over towards Pantry Stairs and, well, has actually decided to go away from there. So not too sure what he wants to do down in the cellars.
We shall see. What can he get up to from that position? Bottom red can be a powerful spot to hold in combination with someone top red. We saw that same meta employed in South Asia last night. Envid, though, has information. That's where the Jackal comes in play. He can now sneak forward. Cut off this position. Should get the kill. No! Labyrinth able to find that one. A clean shot. When you're on with the Roni. And that's a great way to kick things off.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a spanner in the works for wasted potential as well, because it was Envy towards the back end of their game against Fury that started to really shine. He looked like he was going to be that entry fragger for them. So Shad with a nice kill onto Cyrus. He basically got Farlord that's pretty much still tucked in top red with a shield that has not been destroyed. Keep a barrier in the hallway looking over towards 90. I mean, this is just perfectly set up defensively. And then you got Labyrinth just running around. I mean, talk about playing that roam role to perfection. He does eventually lose his life, but I mean, 2 for 1, job done. And now 40 seconds left for an attacking team. That is down to Jess Vexion and Ysera on the rappel over towards 90. And Solotic is just sitting there in the corner from behind. Vexion, he didn't go for the knife, did he? I think he may have.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe. But if that's a taste of things to come in this match, well, it will keep us on our toes. I think for me, the strangest part of the round was just the inability there for Wasted Potential to play off that Jackal intel early. Of course, it was a clean shot. Looking at that replay, though, at 90, yes,
yeah,
Amari just caught with her pants down.
Yeah.
And yeah, Champion confirming the round.
I don't know if there really was actually that much time, because I think Vexion just pretty much grappled up the hatch, and then by the time you get up there through the animation, might have been probably a case of that for Vexion, unfortunately. Irregardless of that particular instance, the round was lost, and a lot of that coming down to Labyrinth and the way that Champion was set up. To be fair, Aviator Games, not the easiest of sites to break down, but I mean, Wasted Potential never even got a look in, guys. No 90 control. No classical push through stat trophy. We didn't see anything really over towards Brownstairs, Study. All of those key factors I actually spoke about at the start of that last round, I didn't really see any of it. Concerning early days, only the first round though. We'll see how they go in the second. Now over to said stat trophy. Good signs early from Champion. Remember, they did put up a decent effort against the Direwolves, whereas Wasted Potential couldn't get a single round against Fury. And attacking has been difficult for these SEA teams so far today.
Decent work on the drone hunt thus far by Champion. That's 3 down for Wasted Potential. They do have the Dokkaebi though and the Jackal alongside to make up any shortfall in information. Quick entry from Yazira down below. He has the diffuser in hand, so just needs to be a little bit mindful that he doesn't drop it. That would not be the best of places to lose the kit. Zoshav is pretty keen to have a geese and actually will pop his head through laundry now. And if anyone from the attack looks to retake this position, they will be caught off guard. Elsewhere, Vexian gets the entry. Control now in towards the bar. There's a player vault. Well, there was a player vault. Vexian, good for 2.
Two-player advantage. Just under 2 minutes to go. You've got time, but don't waste it. Champion probably at this point will think Zoshav needs to make something happen in getting a player back. It's actually Barlord that finds a very crucial kill. Just peeking outside a trophy, roll D&E now in stat. Zoshav has actually made his way all the way back over to Astro. And I don't mind it. At this point, 3 on site, probably better than 2 plus Aroma. That might just flank a little bit too late. Strength in numbers. But Cyrus catches a roaming Roldini. Just pushes out a stat. Fortunately, Zoshav catches a stat. Oh, he's got 2 in a row. Vexian looks for the quick trade, but he comes from the same angle. And Zoshav was already well set up to basically get the second after getting the first. 50 seconds left, and from a 2-player advantage, wasted potential. Surely have not wasted this round, and Diffuser stuck outside. Oh no.
Do they even know? Maybe they'll just go for kills. Could be an alternate win condition, but that's cut down. Yazira in the 1v2. Over towards Bricks, forced to swing, gets the first, no trade. Firelord can run away. The question is, Champion, no, wasted potential, do not have the kit.
He doesn't know. And he might think this is just going to be a late plant. He gets the drop on Ysera anyway. I mean, Ysera had no other option but obviously to just try and track the last remaining player and follow. And obviously sound cues will go the way of Champion. So they'll take the opening 2 rounds. And we will head below to the first floor of Kitchen and Dining. Wasted potential, guys. Wasted that round. They had a 2-player advantage. They had a lot of time. But ultimately, they fall short.
Yeah, Zoshav, though, the hero in that round. A very nice 3K, setting his team up for success. I'd love to know what happened there with the diffuser for wasted potential, because had they have had it in hand, at the very least, in the 1 versus 1, Yazira could have tried to play around that a little bit, but just simply didn't have that option. He was the player with the diffuser early on in the round, so not sure how it was juggled there. I specifically didn't catch it, but an oversight nonetheless. Champion stamping their authority a little bit in this match. They'll be looking to go 3 straight for a perfect rotation. See how they play at Kitchen. Wasted potential, just struggling a little bit. And in some respects, it does look somewhat worse than their earlier game tonight, where at least in quite a few rounds, they got the groundwork done, and then it was more so the translation towards an execution where it fell apart. So far in this match, even the setup just hasn't quite been there, where Champion are disrupting it quite early on and wasted potential, not finding much comfort.
Well, at least with the Amari, that grapple does give you a quick 90 control. He will not look any further though, and will drone himself forward. Looking to try and maybe clear out Firelord in stat. Vexian has been knocked and has dropped to the ground. He'll need someone to come and give him a helping hand, which will take a little bit of time, but should be successful, and they should get back to 5 players standing. And Vito has just crept straight into trophy, and unfortunately for Labyrinth, he was not aware of this Inquisition. He'll get a second. And Shibi elsewhere will find the kill on to Solodic. Finally, wasted potential are about to find their opening round of the league until Roldini rolled up on them. And backstairs, he finds two. Ysera is very low with the diffuser. Surely they can't lose this round. No way, Ysera wins that. His elbow was sticking out like a sore thumb. Roldini has to get the ace to win the round. And I tell you what, it's certainly winnable. It's a very low HP Vexion on the Yana. Sire is on the Docker beat, has to be the one to go hunting for Roldini. Drone spots him out in kitchen. He is on site, but they know where he is. They have that advantage, and they have their opening round, finally, of the SEA League.
Roldini really coming alive in that round, but just not much he could do there in the 1v2, stuck in a corner, info against him. Wasted potential, doing a nice job, cut him down at the knees, stemmed the bleeding in that round. Started off well for them, then started to slowly lose their grip. Great entry though from the Amaru. And then Roldini. Oh, good flank. And I genuinely felt like he was on for the ace. I think if he doesn't get droned there at the end, it could have been a very, very different result. But for wasted potential, they disrupt that rotation, a 1-2 scoreline, and now they can start to slowly crawl their way back.
Yeah, and I'm happy for wasted potential. There was a couple of hopeless rounds in the earlier matchup, and they really picked up leaks towards the last 2 or 3 rounds and started to really show some signs. It was a bit too late. Fury's a good team. Much better attack, and obviously a lot of it has to be credited into that last round, which is having the initiation to just move, to go to site, take advantage. Okay, no one's in trophy, just push in. You drone it out, and you react to that very quickly. No hesitation. That's going to win you more rounds than lose you. But over to Aviator Games we go. Champion have looked good defensively. There was just that moment of lapse in that last round, giving up a lot of control of site. Don't think the same thing will happen on this particular site. It's almost impossible.
Yep. Meanwhile, drone work here from the floors. The Rotero, though unable to detonate, disrupted on its approach towards top of red and landing. Labyrinth gets the first pick, though. I believe it was a jump out. The indicator did flash on screen momentarily, and his position would suggest as much. Keep your barriers in play as well. You can see them for the late round. It's going to be difficult to get in towards the default vault play. It's going to be difficult to progress in towards 90 as well, where Solotic is currently playing. Top red, though, could be another issue. A deployable shield as opposed to a barrier. So wasted potential with no grenades left are going to be in a world of hurt.
Ooh, good shot from Farlord to win that one. Envy gets him low. Shibe will do the rest, but I wonder if too much of this round has gone the way of Champion to attack the rest of APG. Solotic has got keeper barriers galore to protect him over towards 90. And obviously has the visual cue that there is a player there punishing on the other side in Ysera. And obviously you've got another one over towards red stairs. Minute left. You've got now basically an idea as to where they both are. Roldini doesn't have to peek there. Solotic, though, loses his life over at 90. Now a chance. Zoshav kind of next in line now. Roldini on site. Labyrinth in study. I'll open up Vault. And this just might open up a chance to win this round for wasted potential.
30 seconds on the clock. A 2 versus 3 in a position that does not look favorable at all for the attack. Another deployable shield standing in their way. 20 seconds now remains. Roldini up close to the doorway. Ysera left, all alone, stranded in Vault. And it's a 3-way crossfire for Champion to convert the round.
Yeah, I think they both just pushed Vault, and the angle was covered. I didn't mind the smoke down the corridor blocking off that angle, but it's very easy to then just push in towards Bar and get a good angle in towards Vault anyway, so it's a bit of a short-lived pathway protection. 3-1. But winning out on Aviator Games is not exactly going to be easy for any attacking team on Villa. It is one of the more difficult sites to take. Their opportunities are going to have to come elsewhere. In this case, Stat Trophy. Dining Kitchen potentially after this as well. I think they only need 2 in this half. I think Waste Potential only need 2 attacking rounds, and we'll put them in a good position going into the second half.
Interestingly enough, Roldini will bring the Legion into play here for round number 5. Perhaps just cut back on any lurk potential for wasted potential. Gee, that was an awful choice of words. Obviously gives away that sound cue and will stall out those pushes. Shariz as well on the Dockerby in response to gain some information once more alongside that Jackal. It's a duo that wasted potential. Seem to find quite a bit of comfort in. They'll probably look to push down below. That's exactly the case. Don't know if the roam presence, however, from Champion will be all that extensive. There's an extension to the south, but vertically not much. Firelord is down below, but he should be able to get up red without any issues.
Ready for company. Changing mags.
Haaland wins that again. It's 2 rounds in a row now that he's had a handle on red stairs. But also 2 rounds in a row where he's been taken quite low from it. Lose the Jackal, and therefore you lose a bit of that counter roam as well. Maxion will drone over towards red stairs, but that has really put a delay in this attack now for wasted potential. See, Firelord probably too low to look for another engagement himself, but others can step up. You just need to see a little bit more here from Envy, just sitting in the corner. Probably needs to get a move on, get 90 control. Give themselves a different option from more of the west side, especially when you know there's already going to be a lot of presence over towards bedroom.
Let's see the status of bedroom. Triple ball now being open. Joshav get the first onto 0, the second for the round. So it's again crumbling at the waist side for wasted potential. Again, a deployable shield still standing. So many shields just not really being taken care of here by the attack. ADS devices will be taken down by the impact of the EMP grenade to follow up. That does land. Delivering forced back for the meantime. But it's a 2 versus 5. Wasted potential just cannot find the picks required to get back into this round. And Champion on the verge of a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, just can't even really get a foot in. And as you said, it took so long to get that shield down. And even then, Cyrus is not even focusing over towards that stat doorway, which Labyrinth has been peppering from for so long. How does he get both of them flawless in the end? But he has been in this position for the last minute or so, peppering that window, neither of them even looking at it as they make their entry. Big letdown in that round from Wasted Potential after starting to show some good signs over the last 2-3 rounds. They really dropped the ball. 4-1, Champion put themselves now in a position to really establish a solid lead going into their own attacking half, and they might need it. When we think back to the way things have really gone in this region, attacking-wise, it's been a difficult ask. So anything you can get on the defense is going to be so pivotal. If Champion can get 5-1, at the least, they only need 1 attacking round.
And I think the big issue that I've identified a couple of times for wasted potential, and to the credit of Champion, they're playing into it really well. It is just a simple util clearance. Multiple times deployable shields are standing for quite some time, providing a lot of assurance to the defense. You add on top of that Azami, which naturally is already very difficult to deal with, and it just creates this negative feedback loop for the attack where they're struggling to gain ground, they're not having the util synced correctly to clear utility that prevents them from gaining said ground, and it just turns in on itself and it makes life very difficult. That then typically forces the attack into going for slightly more exotic plays, if you would, try to find lurks and find ins elsewhere, and that carries with it quite a bit of risk, and Champion are adapting to that. They're reading into it and doing a good job in shutting it down. On the topic of risk, this is risky. Hello? Shibe jumps in. I don't think that was the play, and it was punished.
Oh, they get one back though through Envy. Aldini just a little bit slow to spot out Envy. But might a bit of aggression though from Wasted Potential if the more stalled out attacks aren't working, pick up the pace. I think their best round came from when Vexion managed to just walk into Trophy and find 2. This is the kind of rounds that they're going to need. They might even need said play to happen once again. Pushes past 90 now over towards landing side. Up red stairs. Again, contested. Burn goes down. Make sure no one's there. Vexion very cautious here. But ultimately, there's only 90 seconds left. They've still got to push down to site, and you've got Labyrinth to deal with as well. He will get droned out. And obviously won't be fully aware of how close Vexion actually is. Vexion may elect to swing this. No, goes for the flash first, so that it's not a blind peek. Holds his position, but again, this is the kind of battles that, in the end, will favor Champion.
4 versus 3. Oh, that's a good response though. Envied finding a pick. Labyrinth cannot trade that from his position inside of Dining. So Lodic at landing. Oh, right into Envied 3 in the round. Seems to be everywhere all at once. Zoshav, Labyrinth on site, now exposed to the vert. And Wasted Potential have quite a bit of time to work with here. Can choke these defenders into corners and then capitalize on the fast push.
Just under 30 seconds left in this round. Crucial, 2 versus 2. It's winnable for Wasted Potential, and it would do so much for them going into the second half to have this second attacking round under their belt. Half HP for Envid. Is Vexion going to be the one to sort of just lead the way here, find a kill that is so desperately needed? Gives away his position. They are both stacked on each other, and Soshav's in the best position to really get them both. He'll get the first one. That's all that's needed. Envid has no time to win this round. Champion go 5-1 here on Villa on their defense and set themselves up to find their first win of the league. It's just all now about capitalizing on the attack.
Yep, they've set the tone really nicely in this game, I feel. And for the most part, it's been quite controlled. Wasted Potential have had glimpses here and there of excellence, but unfortunately just not quite enough. And despite keeping that last round very, very close, Envy just ran riot. Obviously not enough, but a good attempt. Quad kill narrowly misses the ace, and Champion here, they hold on. However, we need to keep in mind that we've seen so far tonight very, very defender-sided, generally speaking, so let's see what Champion have up their sleeve. I mean, you look at the lineup, and they bring out all the Joker cards from the deck. There's multiple Joker cards in one deck. Amaru, Blitz, Ying, Dockerby, Lion. It does not get much more quote-unquote rush than that. It's as textbook as it comes. The question will be, where do they approach from? You would anticipate Amaru up 90 or Skull, and the others will filter up red and brown. That would be my expectation. And Wasted Potential, obviously at this point, I'm not expecting that. They're extending over towards bedroom, which may leave resources scattered. At least 2 roamers off site, so it's a 5v3 on site itself, and Champion may be able to pull this off.
Drone ready. Reloading, cover me.
And attacking has been very difficult for teams today, apparently. Straight away, they lose their Ying. They lose a big win condition for this. Blainton is set up for a potential rush mid-round. Lose those Kandalas. Obviously, Roldini on the Amari wants to get 90 control, but now you lose Zoshav. It's just falling apart before it even can begin. Now you got the Blitz, the Amaru, the Lion. The plan was there, but all your pieces are starting to fall one by one. I don't think you've really got the operators to salvage this round. And you didn't even really get to try it. That's probably the worst part about it. Nothing really came from it. Shibe, the timing. We get them. Oh, okay, well, round's over. Neither of them, I think, are even just ready for the prone play mid-round stairs. They're probably expecting Shibe to be top round. And the round's done. Don't even think Champion really got to fire much of a shot until Roldini just then. He got the down. Doesn't matter. It's not an elimination, so it's flawless. And this is probably why, even at 5-1, I was never counting out wasted potential, because we've just not seen enough from these SEA teams on the attack today, guys, to suggest that a 5-1 scoreline will do the job.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly worth a shot going for something aggressive in the first round, but it just never really kicked into gear at any point. And Shibe with 4 kills in that round, locking down the staircase, doing a really good job. And then, why wouldn't you get hungry for the last and steal it from the team? So we'll see now how Champion look to recompose heading into the round. Osa now in play. A couple of different ways you can use Osa on this particular site. You can set them up inside of bedroom once you get control. That's quite strong on the post. You can even use them, those Talon shields, to gain some ground from the south if you want to sweep through and clear any extension. So I'm keen to see how Champion look to play around that operator, because Osa can be very strong if played around correctly, but can also cause you yourselves as the attack a lot of issues if you don't know what you're doing.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It's a lot with the opening pick. Takes out Envid, doesn't really take out, though, probably an operator that's going to have that much of an impact in the latter parts of these rounds. The Wamai, the Izami, definitely be the ones that are going to be more prominent as this round does progress. It's an opening kill for an attacking team. Oh, sure is. Just a little peek over in through study, and I think he spotted potentially his demise. Falls off of it. As Labyrinth with a well-timed nade onto Yzera. I'm not going to lie, has just had an awful day today. Not the welcome back that he would like. Finally, an attacking team has been able to crack the defense here in this region. It is a one-sided affair in this 8th round. Only Vexion remains. Droned out. And from Trophy now over to Bedroom. Does kind of catch off Roldini. That's one. He can't get the second, though, and it's now match point.
Match point for Champion, and a great response after the previous round. Just a little more cool, calm, and collected from them. Sinking a couple kills early was nice. Good use from the grenade as well. Over towards the brown stairs. Champion now up and about. 4 opportunities to convert this to a win in regulation, and just knocking Waste Potential back down, who perhaps after the first defense were feeling confident. Now, probably a little bit rattled. In terms of objective, we go stack Trophy. It's a reattempt from Wasted Potential. We wait with bated breath to see how they look to hold back this attack. And I think a lot of it will be relying on that extension actually providing value.
It does not help either with the mental. They're now down match point, 6-2. Okay, they've got an attacking ground win, something that we just could barely do. They got one, but and were never clean on it. And then Champion kind of get one very early, the second round in the second half. So I think mentally it would be tough for Wasted Potential. And then the other side of the coin as well, guys, is probably the long run in this league.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
Fortunately,
defuse
for
it.
Wasted Potential, there's no chance you're going to be able to really compete with those top 4 teams if you're not winning these kind of games. You've already lost 1 to Fury, 7-0. About to lose to Champion. That's tough to deal with mentally. So, now staying level-headed, staying in the game. Obviously, gonna have to probably go through those open qualifiers, but I think the main thing for them would be just building synergy, growing together as a team in the rest of this league. For said open qualifiers, as Farlord spots one of the piano, goes prone. You should know that he's prone.
Wow, that was one of the most awkward engagements I have seen. But it pays dividends for Champion. It was sloppy, it was messy, and Envy now looking for a couple himself. Lights up Solotic. Now trapped inside of Gallery. And this is a one-way in, one-way out approach. And unfortunately, he is trapped. Gets taken down. This is a messy round. A long, long away from the objective. A 2 versus 4 and Champion on the verge of cleaning up this map.
Sure is, and Ysera, last 2 alive. 4 kills between them. Now they're going to find 4 kills in the round. Suppose, well,
Located a bomb.
Gemini gets Nitro top of back stairs, and that's true. Logic and Labyrinth close by to each other. Ysera now behind Astro desk, gets rid of that drone. Elects to drop down. He does spot Labyrinth though. At the bottom of back stairs. It's a nice shot. There's a chance for Shariz to maybe get a kill outside this bedroom window. Had he got one there, it makes it 2 versus 2, but instead Solotic just pushes in, finds his 3rd kill in the round. Now means the old Wildly veteran in Ysera in a 1 versus 3 with 50 seconds remaining to try and stop this attack, as Roldini will get the plant down. That is most likely going to be the conclusion of this map from here.
Deploying talent shield.
Yeah, with the Super 90 in hand, there's not really much you can do. Champion are going to win this game. A confident win. They consolidated in the end. They needed a win. They wanted a win today. They were able to achieve that goal. And in fact, a 7-2 scoreline, indicative, I think, of where both teams are at.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wasted Potential, it is another rough one. After losing 7-0 to Fury, they lose out 7-2 to Champion. And we said this was supposed to be a little bit closer, and in the end, the end result suggests that it wasn't really close at all. Champion far too good, well-deserved victory, and some good signs for them. You know, you think back to their first match against the Direwolves, it was a 7-4 loss, but they looked all right on the defense. It was mainly just their attacks that were obviously not working out for them on Oregon, which, you know, in itself, Oregon, Direwolves, defending, you're probably not expecting a whole lot to happen. So there's a good team there for Champion. They're going to be kind of the kind of team that if you don't take them seriously, I think even a top 4 team could fall to them. They could be a thorn in the side of those top teams that are going to be looking to qualify for the top 3 positions. So obviously for Champion, they're a team that could probably take solace in this victory, that they will know there's probably more work that they can do trying to topple those top 10s. For Wasted Potential, they're just not going to be in that position. They're not a team that's going to be able to compete for those top three positions or try and take down those top teams. They got 7-0'd by Fury, lost convincingly to Champion. It'll probably be a stage, a league where it's all about growth, what they can learn and grow from this stage.
Yeah, I mean, the question really now for them, I don't think is going to be can they compete for the top 3. It will be how viable may it be for them to make a run through the open quals portion of the event. Maybe by then they'll have it sorted, but I think they're definitely experiencing some growing pains at the moment. Champion were able to exacerbate them throughout this game, and I think you're right. If Champion aren't taken seriously in this league by the top 4, they themselves could find themselves in that discussion.
You know what else we don't take serious, Guz? It's Dev as a host. We know he's
Yep.
the best caster and analyst in the world, but he ain't no host. I'm just kidding. I love that man. And we'll get to go and having a chat with him very, very shortly after this break.